have a nice bandwidth. I think so. Let me see if I can get this out of the way so I can access that drink a little easier. There we go. Good morning. Boo. How are you doing? Hey, Petra, how goes it? Man, what a morning it's been. Oh my goodness. I don't know what is up with my sleeping schedule right now, but I've been getting up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and like going to bed at midnight, but whatever. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for you. Yeah. All right. Man, I hope everybody is having a fantastic day so far. I got Stylin's about 3 hours ahead, so she's got 3 hours on me. Petra's got, I don't even know how many hours on me. Lots more hours. What time is it right now for you, Petra? Is it like late evening? She's like, shut up, dude, I'm trying to make dinner. And stop putting words in my mouth. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to do this one. This is a song I wrote about being afraid of the dark when I was a little kid. It's called I Had a Dream with Sharp Teeth. Dang, you're doing evening coffee? You're crazy. I had a dream with sharp teeth. It used to stay under my bed. I had a dream with sharp teeth that haunts the halls within my head. Is there something in the darkness sitting next to me? Or is it just a dirty pile of my laundry? It's hard to tell the difference in the pale moonlight that's casting demon shadows through my blinds tonight. So here I am, huddled in my bed, holding my breath. My G.I. Joe, she camouflage pulled over my head. And if I sit perfectly still and make no effort to breathe, maybe the monster waiting for me will get bored and leave. I was sleeping so soundly only moments ago, but even now it appears my bad dreams will not leave me alone. Even as I'm peeking, the closet door is creaking. 'Cause I had a dream with sharp teeth. It used to stay under my bed. I had a dream with sharp teeth that haunts the halls within my head. My ears confided something lurking close to me. The creaking floor, a morning door, confirmed this dire atrocity. I was so thirsty and buried in emotion. I devised a remedy to alleviate this notion. I flung off the sheets, opened the door and ran for my life. Smacked into a wall, ran down the hall and turned on the light. Forgetting the kitchen for a glass of water, I jumped in bed and startled both my mother and father. 'Cause I had a dream with sharp teeth. It used to stay under my bed. I had a dream with sharp teeth that haunts the halls within my head. Sharp. That's called I Had a Dream with Sharp Teeth. Petra, it's only 7 p.m. I thought it was later in Austria. That makes me feel so much closer to you. Let's see, we are 8 hours apart. I knew Stylin and I are 3 hours apart because she's on the East Coast. You're in Cape Cod, right? So, yeah, now I know though. And where specifically in Austria are you? I'm asking you all this, Petra, because I'm working slowly at stealing your identity. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. This is called And It Stoned Me. Because sometimes I am. Not today, though. a mile from the county fair, and the rain keeps pouring down. Me and Betty standing there with a silver half crown. Hands are full of fishing rod and a tackle and on bass. We just stood there getting wet with our backs against the fence. Oh, the water, oh, water, oh, the water. I hope it don't rain all day. And it stoned me to my soul. Stoned me just like Jetty Roll. And it stoned me. And it stoned me to my soul. Stoned me just like going home. And it stoned me. And the rain let up and the sun came up, and we were getting dry. Almost let a pickup truck nearly pass us by. So we jumped right in, and the driver grinned as he dropped us up the road. We looked at the swim and we jumped right in, not to mention fishing poles. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water. Let it run down all over me. And it stole me to my soul. Stole me just like Jelly Roll. And it stole me. And it stole me to my soul. Stole me just like going home. And it stole me. On the way back home, we sang a song, but our throats were getting dry. Then we saw the man across the road with the sunshine in his eyes. Well, he lived all alone in his own little home with a great big garden jar. There were bottles too, one for me and you. And he said, hey, there you are. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water. Get it myself in the mountain stream. It has stoned me to my soul. Stoned me just like Jelly Roll. And it stoned me. And it stoned me to my soul. Stoned me just like going home. And it stoned me. Stoned me just like going home. And it stoned me. Stoned me just like going home. And it stoned me. All right. That's And It Stoned Me by Van Morrison. Good morning, Astrid. How are you? What up, James? Marina, how are you? K Brockstar 12. I don't know the theme song to King of the Hill, but I have a little bit of a side though. You know, the cat that made that show. I found this YouTube series that he did, and it's fucking amazing. It's called Tales from the Tour Bus, because he's an avid music fan, you know, and country western too. So he's got all these like animated shorts of people that were, say, like the stage hands that worked for this particular artist or that particular artist, like Johnny Paycheck, for example, telling stories about while they were on tour and all the shenanigans that they did. And dude, it was fucking amazing. And he also does it with like Prince and Rick James and like all sorts of different musical entities. And I just stumbled across it one day on YouTube, and like I ended up watching it like every episode that he had because it was so amusing and so funny. And I learned all these like crazy ass stories. You know, got Johnny Cash on my chest right now that I'd never known before. I really enjoy him a lot. I think he's cool, but unfortunately, I do not know that song. It's a cool song, though. Hey, thank you so much. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna be like licking my teeth a lot. Sorry, I just got done eating breakfast. I ate some beans, so I'm definitely gonna be gassy later. Luckily, we are not occupying a space together aside from the virtual realm, and I do not have virtual farts for you. In the meanwhile, though, this is called Time Machine, so maybe in the future I'll have virtual farts for you, but I don't see a use for that, honestly, so we don't need to worry about that. Unless somebody wants to manifest that. It might be funny. Might not too. This is called Time Machine. Has nothing to do with farts, or beans, or breakfast. But I prefer playing it in tune, so I appreciate your patience. Cogs and wheels are spinning spark, driving alone on a highway in the dark. Steampunk brain, slow machine, behind my random access memory. I've got a Lego spread all across my floor. My brothers and I are going to war. Force fields furnish the perfect protection for a spaceship powered by our predilection. I'm a time machine, I am senescence, a dinosaur book, adolescence, a onesie asleep by my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. And wheels connect with the powertrain, playing with my RC car in the rain. I'm behind the wheel of my own creation, an 88-mile-an-hour rumination. I'm a time machine, I'm senescence, a dinosaur book, adolescence, a onesie asleep by my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. Jump like Indiana Jones down a flight of stairs, avoided hot lava on the kitchen chairs. I saved the whole world from a fierce invasion, an observer in a widening age dilation. I'm a time machine, I'm senescence, a dinosaur book, onesie asleep by my parents' couch, loving me to bed with caring slouch. Yes, Astrid, I can play a ballad for you. I'd love to do that. Give me just a moment here. I am fairly certain that is my favorite tea. Come on, guitar. All right. Let me do this real quick. I've got your ballad, Astrid. I'm going to make a point of making sure that I do the thing you asked for immediately this time. I'm like, here, let me get off on this tangential thing for 10 minutes and then forget about the fact that you asked me to play a song. All right. I'm going to unplug this refrigerator real quick just because I want to get rid of that noise. Because I respect you and I don't want you to hear a buzz. And in that brief amount of time, I lost 4 people. They're like, nope, I like refrigerators. I like abstracting all the reasons that people leave. Like that guy had beans for breakfast. All right. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It's hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world we live is one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing on the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you, John Lennon, for writing that masterpiece. All right. Yep, I am the king of too much information. I'm feeling you, K-Spitz. I've taken to Facebook to start talking politics, which I don't do. The reason being is I have lots of friends that are Democrats and lots of friends that are Republican, and I'm neither. I'm not independent. I don't call myself an independent either. I just don't align myself with either of those parties because I see things that aren't good in both of them. And they're hypocrites, and they point their finger at each other and say, you're this and you're that. And really what they do is they pick particular issues and use those as crutches, I feel like, to have differences with one another. And so I've taken to Facebook to talk about the economics of our country, which I think is kind of important, that I live in an oligarchy, basically, and Russia's an oligarchy too. And I'm like, wow, that's really disconcerting to me that I live in an oligarchy. So I've taken to Facebook to address that issue and said, hey, I'm open to talk about stuff, and I will take whatever your bullshit fucking argument is and take it apart for you if I need to. You know what I mean? Which is what I did. And I also backed myself up, and I used articles, I used scientific research, I used experts that are professors for master's students at Harvard University. I used as much qualifying information as I could to take apart whatever their argument was. And it took too much fucking time. But you know what? Nobody else is doing it, so I'll try it once. It was also to prove a point because I just released a song about homelessness. And really, it's also about seeing the potential in everybody. I wanted to make the point that we focus too much effort on our differences instead of the things that are similar. So it wasn't a completely pointless reason I was doing it, but sometimes the reason I do that stuff is to illustrate it in motion instead of just talk about it. Because I think that is very important. And I think an awful lot of people just talk out of their ass and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about too. And I want to address that as well. Because I've caught myself doing that, and I'm trying to do it less. I imagine you might be a Democrat, Stylin, and where I see problems in the Democratic Party is that they are taking money from private interest groups. So any special interest groups that you're taking money for to be campaigning, I don't think that's good, because then you're in the pocket of that company. And I don't think lobbyists should exist. I think that they don't have any reason to be in 2025 politics anymore. I think what we should be doing is crowdsourcing. Bernie Sanders did it, and I think that's the future. And it takes private interest groups out of the structure doing it that way. I think there's a lot of things that we could be doing nowadays that's different than the past 100 years because we have more things available to us now. The Electoral College, which is the methodology that we use to elect a president, it's outdated. It needs to be eliminated, but it needs to be replaced with something that's democratic, which is people are actually voting for the president of the United States, not the Electoral College. Because when I took a political science class, I realized and found out that an Electoral College member does not have to vote in the same direction as their constituency. They can vote in the opposite direction. It happens very few times. I think it's only happened once or twice. But they do have the ability to do that. Right on. I'm not trying to operate on assumptions or anything. I'm just kind of figuring, okay, she's in Cape Cod, so she might be Democratic. But in traveling around, I've noticed that rural areas are normally swaying more conservative. The area that I grew up in is very conservative. It's farming area, you know what I mean? So I was surrounded by conservatives growing up. Let me play another song, though. It's important that I don't just go blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Okay, let's do this one. This is an Afro-Cuban tune that I like a lot. This is El Cuarto de Tula. It's another reason that I wanted to start talking politics a little bit is we've got all these ICE raids happening all over the United States. They're like nabbing people and just getting rid of them. And this country was founded on immigrants, and I believe in that still. I know that our population has gotten much bigger and that there's a lot of problems with that. I've had my own personal problems from immigration. I'll give you a very brief example. I've played at restaurants like as a musician for a good portion of my life, 14 years or so. And very predominantly, a lot of these very, very rich restaurants will have illegal aliens working in the kitchen. And they do this because they can exploit them at very, very low rates. And on one particular occasion, I got done working, and I just had packed my PA system into the car, and as I got into my car, I saw this guy in a truck, and he was like perpendicular to my car, and he was backing right into my fucking car. And so I'm like honking on my horn and trying to get his attention, and he didn't see me, and he just slams right into my car. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I get out of my car, and I go to talk to him, and he's only speaking Spanish to me. And then his buddy gets out of the car, and he's like, dude, between you and I, he's not legal. And he doesn't have car insurance. And I'm going, I'm angry, but I'm trying to hold my cool. And he says, look, this is the deal, dude. This guy is from Mexico. Every bit of money that he's making here in America, he's sending home to his family, trying to bring his family over here. I got that. Nonetheless, my car just got massively fucked up in an accident that I didn't ask for. This guy was also intoxicated. And it's frustrating, it's an issue. And I don't know what the answer to it is, but I do very much believe that this country was founded by a bunch of immigrants. So I don't think that part of us should disappear. I think it needs to be an open space for people to come in and live here. If we're truly a free country, we should be leaving it open for other people to enjoy that too. So I will play this song that's in Spanish. Granted, it's Cuban, but this is El Cuarto de Tula.
En el barrio la canchimba se alfamaron la corredera. En el barrio la canchimba se alfamaron la corredera. Allá fueron los paveras con sus campanas, sus serenas. Allá fueron los paveras con sus campanas, sus serenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? En el barrio la canchimba se alfamaron la corredera. En el barrio la canchimba se alfamaron la corredera. Allá fueron los paveras con sus campanas, sus serenas. Allá fueron los paveras con sus campanas, sus serenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? El cuarto de Tula le cogió candela. Se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. what I decided to do instead was to make his friend drive. So instead of, that was the condition of me not saying anything, was that he couldn't drive the car. He just fucked my car up. And so his friend drove, and his friend was sober. His friend just got off work. I tried to do the best I could navigating that situation with my heart and my head. But, of course, Trump is in office, you know what I mean? And that's the will of the people. So I respect that. But that doesn't mean that I have to like him. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't like the way he's operating at the moment, which is doing so many things all at the same time that it's impossible to keep up with everything. The Doge thing I don't agree with either. I think that's paradoxical thinking. And a lot of the reason I say this, it's paradoxical thinking, is because you have a non-governmental agency that is doing oversight on the government, while simultaneously the people that voted for Trump are saying that the thing that they're looking for is less government. So how can you have something that is less government, that is also doing massive oversight, that's also employing a thing that's not a non-government agency in which to do that? That's paradoxical. All three of those things functioning at the same time are paradoxical with each other. And that was one of the things I tried to point out in a discussion with people, is I'm not sure that that paradox should belong in politics. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh, dang, man. Shit, I don't even know that song. What album? Do you know what album that's on? Peace Train? Because I'll check it out. I like Cat Stevens a lot. I need to freshen up on him. I used to know The First Cut is the Deepest, and let me see what else. I had to learn some of these songs for like a tribute show that we were doing for Cat Stevens a while back. So I've learned Don't Be Shy, If You Want to Sing Out, Moon Shadow, Tea for the Tillerman, Trouble, The Wind, and The First Cut is the Deepest, but I've never heard that one, I don't think. So I would like to hear it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't know it off the top of my head. I would totally do it for you. I very, very much like Cat Stevens, which is great because I didn't like him when I first heard him. I was kind of like, this is all right, being a real prick about it. And the more I listened to his music, the more I warmed up to him. Very, very unique sounding. I like him a lot. Okay, so let me write that down. Peace Train. That way I'm going to go visit my brother today, which I'm very excited about. He's at a volleyball game watching one of his kids play. And I was like, oh man, I'll drive out after my live stream and go hang out with you. Let's see here. Peace Train. That's the big thing too, is I feel it's really important for us to be having discussions without people just getting irate. You know what I mean? Like actually be able to listen to somebody else. That's important. And I just feel like that is disappearing more and more and more. People just go, I'm insulted, so I don't have to listen to anything you're saying. And it's like, yeah, that's true, you don't. But you actually accomplish peace by listening to other people. You know, it's the number one important ingredient to peace. You have to listen to where somebody else is coming from. And I'm not seeing enough of that. Let's see here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat here. Let's see here. Yeah, hi, how are you? Oh, absolutely. So what I'm using for the looping pedal is one by TC Electronics. It's called the Ditto X4. Unfortunately, I think they discontinued this because I've gone through like 3 of them. Oh no, take that back. I've gone through 2 of them. And this is the last one that I got. I had to buy it like used from a Guitar Center because they weren't manufacturing it anymore. But I really like them. I think they make a really, really great looper pedal. And then for the reverb, I'm using one called Strymon Blue Sky. And Strymon is one of my favorite companies. They're a little expensive, but I have never played a Strymon pedal and been like, wow, that's a hunk of shit. They are worth the money. I've got 4 of them on my board, 4 Strymon pedals. And I'm connected with them on YouTube because I use that Blue Sky pedal on this song called Fool For You. If you ever listen to it, the full band one that I did live, the reverb that I use on that is Strymon. And Strymon caught wind of that, so Strymon checked out my video and was like, hey, you sound really great. And I thought that was kind of cool of them, and they connected with me on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. All right. Ooh. I'm going to do one called Empty Circle. At any rate, I have a little niece named Livia, and I'm hoping to get to see her today too, because she's walking now. So I like getting to see all the new things she's doing every time I come over to the house. She's precious. I don't know that I'm ever going to have the opportunity to have children, so I'm living vicariously through my younger brother.
Was a table, but now I'm a rug. It's raining outside, your shoes are covered in mud. I was a Christmas tree, but now it's past Christmas Day. I got tossed out with a crumpled gift wrap you throw away. Ooh, it was fun while it lasted. Ooh, now I'm left here feeling slanted, walking in footsteps just seem to be mine. A snowy path of prints through a forest of pine. Off in the distance, there's a vanity light that shines through the window of my home at night. The same clothes I wore yesterday. Ooh, chill of snow numbs my pain as this crooked line became an empty circle. I was opine, but now I'm nonverbal. footnote to your story life. I'm all alone. You're someone else's wife. A tiny table, place setting for one. The holiday supper has already begun. Ooh, as a child lost in the woods at night. Ooh, I searched for a pathway towards the light. As this crooked line became an empty circle, I was opine, but now I'm nonverbal. That was Empty Circle. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Good to have you here, my friend. Oh. All right, let me see here. Oh, yeah. She's what do you call those things? Is it a walker? Like, it's like a little circular thing on wheels that they're surrounded by. And she was like darting all over the house in that thing. And then the last time I came over, like, she was walking from one side of the room to the other on her own. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. I like taking photographs of her too. That's a lot of fun. My brother's been avidly recording her saying derogatory words and profane words accidentally and then sending them to me. Which has been incredible. And I was also thinking, wow, that's so horrible, because like when I was a kid, you know, I'm sure that stuff was happening, but like my parents didn't have something to record it with. I was just thinking, oh, that's going to be juicy later when she's like 20, you know. My brother's like, I've got you right here on camera saying this, you know. So mean, but also kind of funny. Let's see here. Well, I've been releasing a lot of songs like crazy, and I should play some of that stuff I've been releasing. This one is called Sugar, and holy cow, man! Like Spotify has actually been kind of doing me strong and nice, and it put me on like a algorithmic playlist. So I get about, I don't know, like 120 plays or 150 plays a day on it. Which I was like, hey, that's cool. And I've been finding new people that like it and check out my other stuff, and that's neat. So this whole me releasing a song once a week thing is actually, I think, working out quite nicely, which I'm excited about. Let me get this down a little lower in tuning. Next week, so this week it was a song called Want. That just came out yesterday. I am very, very proud of that song. And then next week on Friday, it's going to be Between the Bars by Elliott Smith. And I think that turned out very pretty as well. And then the plan is for me to release Graceland, I think, the week after that. But I'm waiting for my friend Rory to get me his guitar part for it. Because one of the things I'm trying to do is I want to get back out touring, but I want to do it as a duo, like an acoustic duo kind of thing. And I'd like to do it with Rory, I think. So say I came to Cape Cod to play, I'd have my buddy Rory playing lead guitar with me, which would be awesome. And that's the plan. I haven't been to the East Coast in 2 years, so I would like to get over there to play.
I like the East Coast an awful lot. I've got some stupid stories of the last time I was over there. One night I was playing in Massachusetts, and then I had a gig the next day in New Hampshire, I think. And I talked to the people that set the show up for me in Massachusetts. And I was like, do you think I should get an apartment or a hotel room here tonight, or do you think I should just do it in New Hampshire? And they're like, you should just go to New Hampshire. So I went there, and it just so happened that it was the craziest, busiest day in New Hampshire because everybody's getting married at this time, and I could not find a room anywhere. Like, all the way to the city that I was going to, I was stopping at hotels, and every single one of them were booked up. Every single one of them were booked up. And then I was like, well, I could get an Airbnb, but by the time I went to explore that notion, you couldn't book an Airbnb for the night. And so I ended up having to sleep in my car, which is fine. But you should see, like, how much stuff I have in my car while I'm out on tour. Like, the whole car is just overflowing with things. It's like I can't even see out my back window sometimes. So that was interesting, sleeping in my car that night. But this lady at one of the hotels or motels that I stopped at, she sort of took pity on me and was like, if you want, dude, she's like, you could just sleep in our parking lot. It's fine. Like, just park somewhere in our parking lot and sleep. That was nice of her. All right. Whoops. Hold on. Dang it. There you are. I thought I was there. Turns out I was halfway there. All right, this is called Sugar.
Oh, sugar, a little sugar never no wrong. Oh, sugar, a little sugar never no wrong. So would it hurt you if you gave me some? Oh, honey, everybody wants some love. Yeah. Oh, honey, everybody wants some love. Yeah. So would it hurt you if you gave me some? Two lumps are good, but a handful is better. So sweet on the lips, with a tongue you can measure. Climb the tallest branches from the trunk and root. Feast the finest nectar from the ripest fruit. Can I grab a bit of honey from a queen of a hive of bees? Please. Oh, sugar, everybody needs some love. Yeah. Oh, sugar, everybody needs some love. Don't you think you should come and get you some? Two lumps are good, but a handful is better. So sweet on the lips with a tongue you can measure. Climb the tallest branches from the trunk and root. Feast the finest nectar from the ripest fruit. Can I grab a bit of honey from a queen of a hive of bees? Please, please, hey. Thanks for liking the song, Petra. I appreciate that. That's one that I wrote with Dave Yaden, and thank you for liking it. I appreciate that. No way, I didn't know that. How long's your daughter been playing guitar for? Oh. Yeah, I totally dig that. I totally dig where you're coming from. Like, I feel that my age group was the first one where it was like, hey, do you want to be able to record at your house? And it's like, fuck yeah, I want to be able to record at my house, where I could buy Pro Tools and an interface to plug into my computer. And yeah, and I remember that. I remember before that where it was like you had to go to a recording studio. The very first album I had that I did, I had to do it at a studio in San Clemente. And I had to hire an engineer. It was like, it's expensive. Like, you're hiring somebody with expertise. And the alternative was I could buy all the shit myself and teach myself how to record. It's the best thing I have ever done in my life. It's liberating. All the music that I'm releasing right now, it's because I taught myself how to be a recording engineer, how to be a mixing engineer, how to be a mastering engineer, which doesn't mean I'm good at it. It just means like I'm adequate enough to where people aren't going like, wow, this sounds like shit. There is no doubt when I deal with a professional, like they do things that are just magic, and I have so much respect for mixing engineers. They're incredible, incredible brains. Mihai, thank you so much, my friend. I gotta say, I am immediately and immensely and always deeply appreciative of your company. It means a great deal to me, and the more of an opportunity I have to get to know all of you, the richer my life is. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending time with me as you have the ability to. I know that life is difficult and there's lots of things to do. And so the opportunity for me to spend some time with you is just impeccable and amazing and neat. And I look forward, and I mean this with all sincerity, I look forward to the opportunity of meeting you all in person one day. I've done it before with lots of other people. I think I was saying that yesterday in my live stream too. There's been tons of people that I've met digitally, and then 10 years later, 5 years later, 2 years later, 1 year later, we end up getting to actually share a space and have a coffee or a meal and a lovely discussion, and it's beautiful. There's my cat sneaking by right there. I don't know if you saw her or not. I'm going to play one more song for you folks, and then I'm going to make my way out to Irvine to go visit with my brother, which I'm very much looking forward to. I wrote a little poem yesterday, and it was based off of a memory that I had with my older brother, different brother. But I remember when I was much younger, he showed me how to make paper airplanes. And not like the standard kind that are sort of V-shaped. He showed me how to do all the fancy ones, like how to do the ones that do like the flips and the loops and all that stuff. And I remember as a kid just being so enamored by that he was sitting down with me and hanging out and like being like, hey, do you know how to do this? I always loved that about my brother. I think he rubbed off on me in a lot of ways in that sense. Like he had this like patient energy to him that was like showing me stuff a lot. And he still has that to this day, which is really cool. Is there anything in particular you all would want to hear for me to close out with? No worries too if you don't want to be making choices or anything or doing things. Let's see here. All right.
I got an idea. Rare. Oh my goodness. Thank you, my friend. It's interesting. A lot of these newer songs that I've been working on right now have this sort of older feel to them. So I'm wondering if the next album that I put out is going to be something that's slightly retro sounding, but I'm not 100% certain yet. But a lot of the songs that are, because I'm writing them in my head instead of writing them on an instrument. And to me, they're presenting themselves as like something from the 40s or something. But maybe they won't eventually be like that. I don't know. But this is a song celebrating how beautiful you are, because you are. I found this yogi on YouTube the other day. I know that he's some sort of well-known person on YouTube. This video had 22 million views on it. The reason I found it fascinating is it's talking about manifesting. And I loved the things that he said in this video. He said things such as, you ask the universe for things, and the universe does give you those things, like a wishing tree almost. But he also said that God does not raise its little finger for you. So if you ask God to build a house for you, God does not build you a house. You have to build the house. And that's what he meant by God doesn't raise its little pinky for you. It's your responsibility to do it still, but that the universe will open those opportunities for you and help you to do that. And he illustrated the idea with this story, and I love this story a lot. It was just about a person walking one day, and accidentally he walks into paradise, and he finds himself in a gorgeous paradise. And he sees a tree, and he says, I've been walking for a while, I'm kind of tired. And he sits down at the tree, and he says, I'm hungry. And just thinking to himself, and then food suddenly appears before him. And he eats the food, and it's delicious. And then he begins wishing for other things. And each of these things continues to get darker. The third thing is he's like concerned about demons attacking him. So demons begin to attack him. And the last one is he's fearful of death, and so he dies. And the point that this yogi was making in it is we will into existence all the things we do with the thoughts we have in our head. So we have to be careful how we think. And I fucking love that idea because I believe this to be true. I believe that we manifest the destiny. Taking one step back, before that he said, I gotta remember how he phrased this. It'll come back to me. If I can find it, I would like to find it and share it on my YouTube channel because it resonated with me a great deal. I feel like I've struggled with this so much in my own life. That in terms of manifesting the future that I want for myself. And this just gave me chills up and down my spine a tons, watching it. And that makes me inclined to want to share it with other people because it tells me that it's really special, the stuff that's in there. And I really love it and would love other people to watch it too. I need to watch it again and again and again so I can really fully take it in. The proof to me right now that I don't know it well enough is that I can't recite it to you as a story completely. So that tells me, nope, I need to watch it again and listen to it again and internalize it more. But I really love that notion a lot. And I'm talking about all this stuff because Rare Bird to me seems that way, because I feel like it's easy for us to start telling ourselves that we're ugly and we're this and we're that. We're not beautiful, and it's all starting here. Oh, I remember what he said now. He was like, anything that you see around you, anything, whether it's a fighter plane or a car or a computer, all those things started here first. It started as a thought first before it became reality. I like that. I think that's true. And thanks for requesting this song and for spending time with me and for letting me yammer on and on about spiritual weirdness or politics or whatever the fuck is bouncing around in my head like a ping pong machine. Or a pinball machine, I should say.
I am the rarest of bird, friendly and forthright and taciturn, singing melody I swear I've never heard, unconsciously chauffeured. I'm a rare bird. I'm like action in hand, reaching for something thoughts didn't command, certifiably absurd, so I've heard, unconsciously chauffeured. I'm a rare bird. We are remarkable brightness of creature, mysterious ways and colorful features, idiots and sages, paradoxical phrases, and mazes of every kind. I could be sleight of hand. There was a bird who sang, yet it vanished again. I could roll up my sleeve or repeat the prestige that just occurred. Then again, I'm a rare bird. We are remarkable brightness of creature, mysterious ways and colorful features, idiots and sages, paradoxical phrases, and mazes of every kind. I am the rarest of bird, friendly and forthright and taciturn, singing melody I swear I've never heard, unconsciously chauffeured. I'm a rare bird. I'm a rare bird. I'm a rare I need to read more Eckhart Tolle. I've watched several of his speeches online, and I very, very much enjoy his work a great deal. I like a lot of these spiritual folks because I think there's things to stuff that they're saying that are very, very true, and I think that people don't give it enough credence. Oh, thank you so much, Mihai. Oh. Yeah, I believe it will too. I think it's a matter of persistence and continuous persistence, and also good intention, worth, love, both in the art that I'm making and also in the way that I express it to people too, and also the thing that I was talking about with manifesting. I think that's probably one of the most important factors in manifestation, is believing. Another thing he said too, I thought this was such a beautiful illustration in how he was saying it, is he's like, you could be sitting across from me in a chair right now, and he might say, I want you to fly right now. And you would look at him like he's crazy, because you've never flown before in your life. So you're like, I can't fucking fly, asshole. And he's like, well, how about walk? Could you walk for me? And you get up and you walk. And he said, the reason I mention that to you right now is I'm illustrating that all of your perceptions about life are based off the things that have happened before. You've never flown before in your life out of a chair, so you say that's impossible. But you've walked, so you say that is possible. And I'm here to tell you that neither of those things fucking matter. It's not your job to say what is possible or what is impossible. It's your duty in life to pursue what makes you happy. I like that. I think that's true too.
Do you have any recommendations on Eckhart Tolle books for me to check out? I would like to read them if you have any recommendations on that. Hi, Nadia. How are you? Before I go. Or we could revisit that next time I see you too. But if you have any to recommend, I would like to check them out. My friend Kevin also is a fan of Eckhart Tolle too, and I would like to explore more of his thoughts. I consider myself a Taoist, and I notice that there's attributes of things that he's saying that are very Taoist in senses, but I see a lot of different kinds of philosophies and religions and the things that he's talking about. And I think all of these religions have attributes to them that are very important, especially if they're conveyed in story. Let me know about the Eckhart Tolle thing the next time I see you. But if you have suggestions on books, I will write that down and I will go get them. If you're at my house, I have books all over my place, so I can never have too many of them, and I can never have enough stuff to put in my brain. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go visit my brother and my niece and so forth. Okay, I'll write that down. That's one I've seen. When I worked at Borders Books and Music, that book used to sell a lot. I think that's important too, the power of now. That's being present. If you look at my video for The Incredible Shrinking Brain, that's one of the things I talk about in the description for that song, is I say that people are unhappy. And I think the reason that people are unhappy is because they do not exist in the present, because it's hard. We want to complain about the things that have already happened before. We want to worry about things that haven't happened in the future yet. We want to abstract shit that hasn't happened yet. I had a friend the other day that's a musician that wrote me about artificial intelligence because she's afraid that musicians are going to be out of a job because of artificial intelligence. And I said, well, there's no point in worrying about it. You know, like you're just causing yourself anxiety worrying about things like that. And furthermore, what I capped it off with was the manifestation thing. If you're going to worry that that is a problematic future, then it will become a problematic future. I believe that. If you're kind of like, whatever, I believe that will be the future too, you know, like that it's not that big of a deal. Personally, I think that music, the reason music works with us is because it's one human being to another human being, and I don't think a computer can accomplish that nearly as well. Anne Frank, I've read Anne Frank. That's a powerful book, like The Diary of Anne Frank. I read that when I was in high school. Holy shit, that is a story and a half right there for you. Yellow Tree Song. Thank you for these. The Notebook, I have never watched The Notebook and I've never read the book, but I've read that author before. I'm trying to remember what the movie was called. It was actually about this author. It's the same author that did The Notebook, but it's about a real author that committed suicide. And it's so sad the way she did it. She put rocks in her coat and she just walked into a river. And I've read her books, this author that was in this other book. And that broke my heart reading that she did that she just put rocks in her coat and walked out into a river. I can't remember, do you remember what the guy's name is that wrote The Notebook? Pearl Harbor, I've seen that, and it was okay. The Notebook, that's got everybody's favorite heartthrob, Ryan Gosling, in it. I'm even attracted to the guy, and I'm not gay. That's incredible. At any rate, I got to get out of here, y'all. I hope you're having a good day, and thanks for spending some time with me.